just can't make this shit up, man. So about 30 minutes ago, I headed out to go pick up another 600 DVDs to sell on Amazon, and I'm literally 15 minutes away, if that, and I'm about to get on the interstate, and I get rear-ended in my homie's car. As you can see, that's where I'm at, because I still don't have a car because I got rear-ended in my truck, and they totaled it about 3 months ago, and so, you know, come to a stop. I'm literally, no joke, right beside the interstate ramp, and I should have just like curved around and got on the interstate and would have been fine, but I chose to wait. We're at a light, you know, I look down and look at something because we're at a complete stop, and next thing I know, just smash. And that's the second time I've been rear-ended, but the first time I've been rear-ended without even expecting it to happen. The first time I looked in my rear view, saw it. This time, you know, I looked down and just smashed. Luckily, dude was only going about 15, and of course, he rear-ended me, got pictures, all that shit. He got a citing from the cops for, you know, reckless driving. So insurance is gonna cover it. We're gonna be good. The car is still drivable, as you can see, but it's just weird and how the universe works. You just obviously never know what's gonna happen. Life or death, anything can always happen. Gotta be grateful for the moments and times that you're alive. And it's also important not to hold grudges. You know, if something like that, like insurance, I'm not in pain. I'm not going to sit here and drag it along. Insurance is going to cover this. It's not crazy damage either. So why hold it against him? You know, at first I literally was like, bro, I swear, stay the fuck away from me. I'm going to beat your ass. Called him an idiot, all this stuff. And then I just had to sit in my car, and I sat and thought and sat and thought and sat and thought and had some reflection while we were waiting for the state trooper to show up. And there's no reason to get out and be all macho and be all aggressive and shit. Like, shit happens. You could have been the one, or I could have been the one in this case, that rear-ended somebody. Anything can happen. Nobody is perfect. Yes, it's your responsibility to be the best you can, to do the best you can at all times, but people make mistakes. People are not perfect. And so after the cop did show up, I got out my car, took pictures of his vehicle and mine, shook his hand. We, you know, had some good conversation, smile on my face, smile on his. You know, shit happens, and I told him that. I was like, don't worry about it. As far as the traffic sighting goes, like, I'm very chill. You know, I don't like holding things against me, and I don't like to try to take advantage of people when people make mistakes either. And so he got cited for reckless driving. He has a court that he'll have to show up in court. I could show up there and, you know, basically be an ass and make him have to pay that. But why? Why even me keep worrying about it and keep that stress in my body when I should just let it go? Because in 5 years, I might remember the story, but I'm not going to remember the anger from it. I'm going to look at it as a funny story. In 10 years, 15 years, I might not even remember the fucking story. And so you need to think about things when you get angry and when you get emotional. Am I going to remember this 5 years from now? Is it going to matter 5 years from now? It doesn't matter if you remember it. It matters, is it going to matter? Like, is this decision or whatever you're upset about going to actually affect you 5 years from now? And the answer, 9 times out of 10, 99.9% of the time, is fuck no. It doesn't matter. So just move on. Be chill. Don't hold shit against people. You don't need to fucking carry that inside you too, because you would be carrying that hate or anger or disgrudgingness inside your body, and that causes stress, that causes chemical imbalances within ourselves, and that affects our health overall. And so if you're trying to be the healthiest you can be and the best version of yourself you can be, you also need to learn to let go of emotional stuff that doesn't matter. Let go of anger, let go of incidents. Get fucking angry and pissed off and whatever, cry for 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. But then fucking dead that shit and move on. Stop holding that shit to others or up against others. Stop holding that shit inside yourself and just let it go. So to recap the story, I got rear-ended going to pick up 600 DVDs. Shit happens. I don't get a ticket, he gets a ticket, everything's all kosher, we're both able to drive away. I tell him I'm not going to show up to the court case, or the court thing, you know, for his ticket, so hopefully that'll get dismissed and dropped, and we're just going to move the fuck on. When I get back, Kyle is, you know, my business partner who owns the car, he's going to file a claim. Aside from that, it's like once insurance covers it, there's no reason to give a fuck anymore, and so that's all that's going to happen. Get this done. I'm going to pick up the 600 DVDs now. still on a mission, making that shit happen, driving to get those, head back, unload them, and then we'll file a fucking claim, and we'll keep on keeping on, because that is life. Nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, and you have to learn to live with yourself and love others and be a kind and loving person in this world, you know. So let shit go, keep it moving, strive for greatness, and I'll see you on the next rant.